I think I found the hidden gem of the Palm Beach Boat Show, and it doesn't hail from America, it hails from Spain. It's the Antonio D60, the flagship of their range, and I think it might be the most innovative 60-footer on the market right now. I mean, it must be good. Carlos Sainz owns one.
Hola a todos.
Should we have a full tour and see what he likes so much? I'm Jack Haynes, you're watching YachtBuyer. Before I show you around this thing, make sure you're subscribed. I wouldn't want you to miss any of our content. If you're not subscribed, we might not end up on your timeline. So hit that button, then hit the bell icon. You'll never miss a thing. Okay, let me show you around. So much of the innovation with De Antonios is at the stern. This is an outboard powered boat, but you wouldn't really know it because they hide them underneath this unit. And that means that you're not losing loads of deck space because you've got outboard. So you've still got the inboard style massive sun pad, but performance and ease of maintenance of outboards. This section lifts up at the top first, and that reveals quite a shallow tender garage, but they're producing their own bespoke tender, jet-driven tender that will fit inside their garage and you can launch with a crane. And then a second section lifts up to reveal the outboards, because obviously you still need to be able to work on them and get to them, and you can do that by lifting up this whole thing. But then they're nice and hidden away. And there's even more going on this model because they've also got the transformer. These are great bits of kit. We see them quite often on the boats we tour, but not often in this position. So you can see how high they go. They can link to a high quayside. They sit flush with the deck when you're not using them, and then they drop all the way down into the water to give you a nice shallow stairway into the sea. You can also carry toys on this. It's got a decent lift capacity, so add some flexibility for toy storage on top of the tender garage. And it continues. It's little things as well, like first of all, this sun pad is absolutely gigantic. It's a 60-foot boat, remember, but I like that they've added the table. You really don't often see this, and it's a nice idea because where do you put your drink if you've not got this? It's going to fall over, isn't it? So, got a table for your phone and your drink. This is an ice box that you can remove, fill with ice and stick back in. Brilliant. Just adds a little bit of extra to this area. Moving into the cockpit, people often comment on boats like this, what do you do with all the space where the inboard engines would be? Well, I'll reveal that at the end of the video because it's quite interesting on this model. Nice central dining space out here, well protected by the overhang, and then there's a separate shade to put some protection over that sun pad out there. And I talk a lot about the way that the inside links with the outside on boats, but they have really taken that to the max on this model with all the glass above, all around, but it opens up too. So the windows are dropped down at the moment. Of course, there's air conditioning running, but on a breezy day in an anchorage, if it's not too hot, you could probably get away with not having to run the air conditioning and just rely on the breeze. Head heights are staggering as well. Look how much space there is in here. It makes it feel really, really open. So you can dine inside and be protected, but you still feel very much in contact with the outside. This table adjusts up and down as well, so you can drop it down to make a day bed. Opens up if you do want to dine in here, of course. You can see the TV is quite discreetly mounted in the back of that little sink unit. There is a galley downstairs. We'll get to that in a moment. So you've just got a sink up here. Now, this may look like a bit of interior decoration, but these are actually ladders. So you can push back the sunroof, you can climb up the ladder on either side, and then you've got what they call the sun terrace, but a couple of sun pads on the roof as well for the real committed sunbathers. And this roof is very clever. They realise that having big pieces of glass over the top of this area in a hot country may not be ideal, but they thought of that because you can press a button and you can provide some shade using the glass. So you can open it out to the sky, press another button, and it switches back. And apparently it's very effective. I mean, it's certainly cool enough in here, and it's a really, really warm day, and we've got the doors and windows open. Helm Station, important part of the process. I mean, some of these boats do run with crew. Obviously, they're not huge, but as an owner-operator, you've got things that you're really going to like up here. Mainly the joystick, because that makes berthing a lot easier, and that is the hardest bit as an owner when it comes to driving boats like this. So joystick and skyhook. Skyhook, if you're not familiar, holds the boat stationary when you're preparing fenders and lines and that sort of thing. Nice big chunky Mercury throttles. This is a decent driving position. Nice leaning post, wheels high, everything's nice and close. You can brace your arm on the hub here. I've got a really nice view forward, quite thick mullions on the screen, but because of all this glass, I can see right to the corners of the boat really easy, because you will be berthing the boat from down here. Simple arrangement with a pair of MFDs, a few switches, works really, really nicely. Now they talk about this being a walk around within a walk around, and we're actually going to go downstairs first because there's a real nice surprise up there on the foredeck. And when I say walk around within a walk around, you can walk down to the interior on both sides of the helm. So I can drop down here and Rob can go down that side and pick me up. Hi. So on this side you drop down into the galley. Now they fully admit this is not a boat where the owner is going to be cooking on board, but they need to give you some facilities to make a coffee or a snack. So you've got that sort of thing down here. You know, you've got your storage space underneath, hob over there, sink here, storage overhead, glass as well, so it doesn't feel like you're too hemmed in down here. So it's very simple, but you know, life is designed to be spent on deck really on a boat like this. Having said that, come and check out this accommodation. The atrium effect is absolutely amazing. It's so bright down here. It makes it feel so much bigger than the boat actually is. It's brilliant. Day head over on that side, and then you've got 2 guest cabins over here. You can either have them as twins or you can have them as one big double, which is probably quite a nice arrangement, because then if you have guests on occasionally, they've got a really nice big cabin. But if you want more sleeping space, you can put 4 berths down there and they all share that bathroom. Now moving to the owner's cabin, this is another really nicely designed space. We'll come into the bed area first. Okay, so headroom drops a bit down here, but still 6 foot tall. I can stand up pretty comfortably in here. It's the finish as well. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a Spanish company. The boats are built in Poland, but in the same factory where they build Nimbus, Windy. So they know what they're doing, these guys, and they have a really nice aesthetic, De Antonio. Even the smaller ones all feel the same. The woodwork, the textures, the colour schemes. It's really bright. It's lovely. I really, really like it. So you've got a nice big double bed here, bureau over on this side, little TV mounted on the wall, and a sofa over there. But this is what you might call a big boat feature, having a proper walk-in wardrobe. That's really unique. On a boat of this style, even a boat of this size, to be honest, to have such a large walk-in wardrobe. Opposite, you come to the bathroom. Yeah, it's the finish that jumps out to me, really. The use of wood. You've got wood inset in the shower as well, wooden headlinings, rainfall shower. Storage is pretty decent in here. Of course, headroom's great. It's a really comfortable accommodation, and some really clever little things like having the split door so this doesn't gobble up loads of space. So you can also make this more open plan. If you're on board as a family, you might want to see how the kids are getting on. You can do that from your room and you can all interact with each other. Now, stabilisation. The Seakeeper is actually down here, which they say they've done to keep the weight balance as good as possible. So they wanted the weight further forward in the boat. The issue I have with that is getting that out if you need to do major servicing is going to be pretty difficult to pull it out through the boat. I'll explain where I think maybe it should have gone later on in the video, but that could present some challenges. That said, nice to have the stabilisation. If you're going to be living on anchor, that's going to make life a lot more comfortable. But come on, let's go up to the bow, because this is where the fun really begins. Side doors on both sides. So this is where the second walk around bit comes in. And then we have, seemingly, a really nice living area. Sofas, seating space, sun pad. But there's much more to it than that, because I tug these panels, I can reveal a little surprise, the likes of which you would not expect to see in this sector. How good is this? Get the bubbles on. It's not heated, but I don't care about that today. Oh, that is absolutely perfect. There are no other boats in the sector that are doing this. This is proper super yacht levels of luxury on a 60-foot boat. Guess what the price of this boat is? I'll tell you at the end of the video, but put in the comments now how much you think this boat costs. So it's not heated, it's saltwater only, but who cares? How much would the kids love this? It's absolutely brilliant. I'm going to struggle to leave. It's really, really nice having my feet in this water, but we must carry on. And there's more to it than that as well, because you can slide this backrest, so you can make this more of a dinette. You can push this back to make it into a sun pad. But that's brilliant. You know, you just are not going to see that anywhere else, really. One final thing to mention up here, crew space. I mentioned that it'll run with crew. I wouldn't run this boat with crew, but some people want to, that's fair enough. Pop this up. There's a ladder down there into a crew space, which has got 2 berths and a separate bathroom. It's not particularly luxurious. It's air conditioned though, so it should be cool enough down there. But yeah, I mean, this is not a boat where you're going to be spending weeks and weeks on end with crew. But you know, if you want some help when you're out for a few days, then you have the crew accommodation down there. Now, the last thing I want to show you was that what they do with the space where the inboards would be. Come with me. So we can lift this up and drop down, roughly half a mile into this Lazarette. You really get a sense of the boat's freeboard. I mean, I don't love the exterior styling of these things. I think they're a bit slab-sided. But the space is undeniably brilliant. Look at that for a Lazarette. I said to the founder who showed me around, what do you do with this space? And he was like, anything. I mean, look at the headroom down here. This is the Lazarette. They put gyms in here before for people. At the moment, it's a technical space, and this is where I would put the Seakeeper because I think it'd be easier to get it out of the boats. Fuel tanks in here, generator, mountains of storage space. It's really great to have such a practical space on what's seemingly a day leisure boat, but a nice space like this to do with what you want to, really. Massively impressed with that as a package. It's quite hard to disrupt this sector. There are so many good, big, outboard propelled boats, but this truly does something different, something nobody else is doing. And as a big, powerful, fun boat to go out with on the family and spend a day or even a few days, it's really in a league of its own. But if you want to check out its rivals and what you may be able to get in this sector, head to yachtbuyer.com. You head over to D'Antonio's pages, look at the whole range and look at this version in more detail. Now, I promised to reveal the price at the end of the video. Well, here you go. This to spec in Europe, 2.2 million euros excluding VAT. Let me know what you think of that. Is that good value or not? I think it's quite a lot of boat for the money. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the tour. If you did, give it a like, hit subscribe as well if you've not done so already. Plenty more Yacht Buyer content for you up here. Thanks again for watching. I'm Jack Haynes. This is Yacht Buyer.